Ambassador Zixthara's crystalline appendages trembled as she processed the final transmission from the human homeworld. The message was brief, almost casual in its devastating simplicity. We're moving on. Thanks for everything. Humanity. 3 solar cycles had passed since Earth's stellar engines had ignited, propelling the entire Sol system toward the galactic rim. The Galactic Council had initially dismissed it as another human eccentricity. Humans were notorious for their unpredictable behavior, their sudden technological leaps, their tendency to solve problems through brute force rather than elegant mathematics, their bewildering attachment to biological forms when cybernetic enhancement was clearly superior. But this was different. This was Exodus on a scale that defied comprehension. Dr. Kel Vaughan, of the Arcturus Collective, adjusted his gravitational field manipulators, studying the quantum wake signature left behind by humanity's departure. The energy requirements alone he transmitted to the assembled council should have been impossible. They somehow converted their star into a directed propulsion system without destroying their planetary ecosystems. The physics models we have don't account for this level of stellar engineering. The Council Chamber, a vast spherical space station positioned at the galactic center, buzzed with electromagnetic discord as representatives from 47 species attempted to process the implications. Humanity had been the youngest species to achieve interstellar travel, barely 2 centuries out from their nuclear age. They had been patrons, not equals, in the galactic community's carefully structured hierarchy. Ambassador Veltari, of the Hegemony Empire, extended her 6 arms in a gesture of dismissal. Perhaps it's for the best. Humans were disruptive. Their tendency toward individual initiative rather than collective decision-making created unnecessary variables in our projections. But Fleet Commander Thorax wasn't convinced. His insectoid form clicked nervously as he accessed long-range sensor data. Something's not right. We've detected similar quantum signatures along 14 other star systems in the outer spiral arm. Systems that housed human colonies. The chamber fell silent. In that silence, a terrifying possibility began to crystallize. It was Sage Ulmrata, the ancient consciousness that had guided the council for millennia, who finally spoke. His thoughts rippled across quantum frequencies, carrying the weight of eons. Show me the departure trajectories. The holographic display materialized at the chamber's center, showing the galaxy in all its spiral majesty. 43 red vectors appeared, each representing a human settlement's departure path. They weren't random. They weren't panicked flights to safety. They were coordinated. By the void, whispered Dr. Kel Vaughan. They're heading toward Andromeda. The implications hit the council like a cascade failure in a quantum processor. Humanity hadn't just left, they had orchestrated the largest migration in recorded galactic history. Every human settlement, every colony, every research station had simultaneously begun the journey to another galaxy entirely. But why? Ambassador Zixthara accessed the archive communications from the past decade, searching for clues they might have missed. The humans had been unusually quiet in recent council sessions, their representatives offering minimal input on trade regulations and territorial disputes. Their scientific delegations had stopped sharing research findings. Their cultural ambassadors had withdrawn from interspecies exchange programs. And then she found it. Buried in the subspace communication logs was a single transmission that had been overlooked, a routine scientific report about dark matter concentrations in the galactic halo. The human researcher, Dr. Sarah Chen, had noted anomalous readings that suggested a catastrophic gravitational event approximately 50,000 years in the future. 50,000 years. A blink of an eye for species like the Eternals, who measured time in geological epochs. But for humans, with their brief lifespans and frenetic pace of development, it was an eternity to prepare. Sage Ulmrater's ancient consciousness expanded, processing data across multiple probability matrices. They saw something we missed, he concluded. Their short-term perspective, paradoxically, gave them clarity about long-term threats. The display updated, showing new projections based on Dr. Chen's data. The dark matter readings weren't anomalous, they were predictive. The galaxy's central black hole was approaching a critical instability threshold. In roughly 50,000 years, it would undergo a transformation that would render the galaxy uninhabitable for carbon-based life. Impossible, transmitted Veltari. Our greatest minds have been studying galactic mechanics for millions of years. If such a threat existed, we would have detected it. But Dr. Kelvorn was already running calculations, his consciousness interfacing directly with the Council's quantum computers. The humans were right, he announced, his usual scientific composure cracking. The instability cascade is inevitable. They didn't just see it coming, they saw that we wouldn't believe them if they told us. The truth settled over the Council like cosmic dust. Humanity had tried, subtly, to warn them through scientific channels. When their concerns were dismissed as the hysteria of a young species, they had made a different choice. They had quietly, efficiently, begun preparations for an exodus that would save their entire civilization. They had left the galaxy, not in defeat, but in triumph, the ultimate expression of their species' greatest strength, the ability to make impossible decisions when survival was at stake. Commander Thorax clicked his mandibles in what his species considered profound respect. We treated them as students. But they were the teachers. As the Council began the monumental task of verifying humanity's predictions and planning their own species' survival strategies, one fact remained inescapable. The youngest members of the galactic community had quietly become its saviors, even as they walked away. In the vast emptiness where Sol had once burned, only a quantum beacon remained, a final gift from humanity containing detailed plans for stellar engine construction and intergalactic navigation protocols. The message was clear: follow us or find your own path to tomorrow. But choose quickly. Time, as humans had always understood,